Hello! I also know it'll be awesome day when the best Twist fan around goes online. How's the week treating you so far? Hello, Marcus! Welcome back. I don't know what happened with my voice there. But, I be doing good! I have more of a wide selection of Zooms now. We got all of Pomfiore today. Yeah. Also, I drew Tigger. If I just hide Ortho real quick, you can see I drew Tigger. A little rusty, but I did it. And I think it's just funny how Rabbit and Tigger are kind of like really tall here. And then Piglet's just like, he fits in your hand. I mean, that's kind of accurate to their scaling, now that I think about it, but it's just funny to see. They're kind of bigger than you think they are. But I love it. Now we're going to code. Woo. Your Tigger looks like a puppet, but animated. Yeah. I mean, it's been a while since I've drawn Tigger, honestly. My dad taught me how to draw Tigger. But I don't think he can draw Tigger anymore. But he can still do Donald Duck. Which I cannot draw him the way that my dad draws him. He draws him in like a very specific way. My tablet's not connecting. There's like a very specific process that he does that I've never been able to follow his logic. Hey. Your father knows best, as they say, and with yours, it's clear how you got your own artistic prowess. Yes, that is very true. Very, very true. Very, very, very true. They're also just very encouraging in general. It's like, oh, you like drawing, you can do something with that, you know? I do, I want to do something with that, I'm going to do something with that. I'm doing something with that right now. I want to do more with that skill. Right now, I put it to use by doing silly things on the internet. Your folks know about what you do on YouTube? Not really. They know that I've uploaded animation reels, sort of. That's about it. They know what the original purpose of this was. Which reminds me, I still need to finish the 3D models that I was messing around with. Ida still needs his final touch-ups. And then I can do like a little showcase. A more proper showcase of the models. I don't know where I want to like sell the files for it. I've never done that before, so I don't know what to do. Like, I know of some sites where you can, you know, share and sell files. It's just that I don't like trusting websites with money. I'll probably never be monetized because of that. It's just I don't wanna mess up that. Especially when they can be all stupid and just be like, oh, we don't like your vibes. Goodbye. No more money for you. Which honestly feels pretty illegal if you ask me. If you'd like, I can ask around to see if anyone would be interested in your work. I don't know if you just need to expand. I mean, I've had a few commissions before. It's just, sometimes I feel like my art's just not at that skill level that people actually want commissions from me. Along with maybe I'm just not very good at the whole digital marketing thing. All that talk about finding your brand. It feels like useless information at this point because everybody's like, you gotta appeal to everyone and everything under the sun, even though you're taught like you need a target demographic. But they think targeting everyone and everything under the sun is a target demographic. It's like, no, that's not a target demographic. That's trying to appease everybody, but you end up making everybody angry. My demographic is weebs, okay? Like... My demographic is not very mainstream. And I'm fine with that. I am just a silly little weirdo. I think it's less that people aren't interested in your style and more that you're very underground account, so not many people know about you. Yeah. I've been doing this for years. I've been doing this for so long. Part of me feels like maybe it's just I don't take it seriously enough. It's like, I don't like the idea of constantly having to spam, like, hey, commission me, like, so often. That just feels annoying. I don't even like it when actual artists do that. But I don't know, the internet's weird. Part of it is gaming systems, and the other part of it is just sheer dumb luck. And I'm kind of fine being a little bit under the radar. But then at the same time, it's like, well, I want to make a game, and that's probably going to be a little bit difficult if I'm too under the radar. Also, you don't exactly strike me as a regular VTuber either. You have an Oshi mark and community name, but you don't want to conform, you want to do your own thing. Well, part of it is just me using what I have. I mean, we don't really have a community name yet, though. But, like, part of this is just me using what I have. Because, like, I'm not actually very good at, like, singing. So. I'm a little bit not typical VTuber, but, like, I like being sillier than I actually am. It's like I want to do more typical VTuber things, but like I don't have the time. I don't have those skills. I just draw and enjoy what I like. And that's more of my style, I guess. I'm just here for fun anyway. Not typical is okay. That just means more people get to learn about one of the only good things about modern Disney and anime gotcha. Yep. And the anime looks so good. I haven't watched it yet though. I'm one of those people where it's like I gotta watch it all in one go. I also need to figure out what site to use because I don't want to end up with the English. I don't want to end up with the English dub subtitles as the Japanese subtitles because that's just gonna confuse me. Cause I don't really like a lot of the English terms or the English the things that the English version localized. Like I don't really like it. And I don't care about the excuse of, oh, well, this is matching the kanji's pun better. It's like, they already say a phrase before their unique magic that tells you what the kanji pun was to begin with, okay? You didn't need to do that. I want Hearts Labial to have their card poker trope. I don't like how it's half card poker trope, half not, because Trey, they throw it off with Trey. I want to watch the anime, but I refuse to pay for Disney Plus. Understandable. It's out there somewhere, it's just I don't know what sites to use anymore, especially because they keep trying to swat them all down like flies. It's like I either want to find somebody who decided to fan sub it or somebody who just got the Hulu subtitles. Because for some reason, the Hulu version has the accurate subtitles, or at least the closest to what they actually say in Japanese. Which I find kind of weird. Like, you'd think the Disney Plus anime would also have accurate subtitles, or at least multiple subtitle options. Like, why do you not? This thing is out in multiple languages. Why did you not care? Because that just bothers me in general with, like, anime subtitles sometimes. Especially what makes watching JoJo a little bit confusing is the whole, like, localization name changes. That bothers me. Especially for puns that already work. Like, you didn't need to change it. You're just being extra. I thought it was only English and Japanese. No, they have, like, Spanish and, I think Italian or something. They have, like, a few other language dubs for the anime. Which is why it annoys me where it's like, you know, like, come on. Can't you subtitle things accurately? Like, please. I don't refer to Trey's unique magic as paint the roses. It is Doodle suit. Everybody's unique magic besides riddles is a card poker terminology or whatever. Which makes sense, they're cards. They're referencing the card soldiers. It makes sense! It didn't need changing! No, because Disney wants to warp absolute cinema to fit their corporate agenda. In the case of the Twisted Wonderland game, part of it is just that they're kind of lazy and/or just the people working on it just do not have proper context for most of what they're translating. Because like there's been a few times where like the subtitle, well, the English version of the game had to have dialogue re-edited because like the original was kind of like typo filled or like the context was not correct or something. And also the English version, for some reason, if the Japanese version had like a weird glitch or something, the English version ends up having the exact glitch. Oh, hello! Welcome. Thank you for subscribbling. Welcome to my random Twisted Wonderland rant. But like, yeah, the Halloween event, the first two Halloween events, the second part of it, it had like a weird glitch where Ace's model wasn't like it wasn't playing properly. And then we get to the English version of the game and the same glitch happens. But it's like, wouldn't you have the information that, oh, hey, this is a little bit broken, here's how to fix it? Like, I don't understand the process that goes on over there. Like, do they have any, like, do they get any context or not? Like, I feel like they need context for certain things. Also, before we got to the Scrabia chapter, they really tried to avoid using the word master and servant with Kaleem and Jamil until chapter 4, where they like really could not avoid it. Because it's like in almost everything in that part. I just thought of a community name, the Sour Patch, inspired by Sour Patch Kids. I'll consider. Or Sour Pack. Cause werewolf and wolves and packs. We're cooking. We are cooking. The Sour Pack is superior. Gotta write that down for the actual proper raid debut introduction thing. I want to do a silly reintroduction, like, hello! A little bit of a reintroduction. But I will continue to yap about Twisted Wonderland. But like, even if the game is easier to get hold of with the English version, there's a wiki, there's a fan wiki out there. So that way you can like actually read the card stories mostly. I think they have some of the events translated, but I'm not sure. But there's also YouTube channels for that too. I should probably make a introduction to that or something one of these days. Cause there's somebody that like follow who like they provide a lot of like translation stuff and like comparisons between the English and the Japanese version. And they also tend to answer some people's like questions, like common misconceptions and stuff like that. They also have a YouTube channel too that kind of just explains the stuff that they talk about on Tumblr and Twitter. They're definitely a good source for like the whole localization comparisons. What about a lore storyboard, or do you not have lore behind a werewolf who can become human? My lore was werewolf exorcist. And I want to elaborate on that further. Like the whole joke is like, oh, being an exorcist doesn't pay well anymore because people want to sleep with their demons, so here I am. And that's still the lore, honestly. That's still the lore. I no longer have a job. I wonder how much consultation and direct translation they got from the Japanese team. You'd think they'd have worked closely together. Yeah, you'd think that, but I don't think they did, because the translation feels a little rushed at times because they were just rushing. They were rushing through everything. They're like almost caught up with the Diasomnia stuff. They're still on the main Diasomnia chapter. They're not at 7.5 yet, though. I think the English version just finished, or is close to finishing, the Diasomnia chapter. I never really got the Exorcist part of the lore, but that would explain the Alucard costume. That was a fancy thing once. But yeah, that's the one. I don't know, I don't think most translations, I don't think they have much contact with the original Japanese teams at all. From what I can tell, they usually just the Japanese companies just kind of hire a localization team or whatever, or company outside in the US or something, and they're like, here's the thing, translate it in English, we trust you to do it correctly, pretty much. And yeah, that's how it's been for like ever, as far as I can tell. Just, we trust you to do this correctly, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And that honestly bothers me because it's like, I don't know, I feel like at least on the Japanese part, they really should have at least somebody or a small section of the Japanese branch that oversees the English stuff. Especially nowadays, because like they be changing so much stuff, it's like they make a completely different product. Say what you will about the twisted dub, but at least nothing can be as bad as Ghost Stories. The thing about that is, like, if that was just like a regular abridged on the internet and had no connection to actually being an official translation, it'd be more entertaining. I just think it's annoying that it was like an official thing where they were just left to like be like, hey, here's this thing. It's not very good. You can do whatever you want. Like, it just feels weird. At least in Japan they did like the final result, though. They found it funny. So mainly because apparently it wasn't as big in Japan, but I think somebody said that no, that wasn't true. I don't know. I've looked into that. I've looked into the history of the Ghost Stories dub. I just got sidetracked from the thing. I think one of my friends wants to watch a cursed movie. Oh boy. Speaking of like upcoming plans, like my dad wants to see Avatar on Friday, and I'm like, I don't really want to because I never liked Avatar. The blue alien thing, I never really liked it that much because I can't even remember most of it. It's just, oh, it's pretty. That's about it. Going back to the twist up, I have been wondering what are the differences in the character names? Are they different? The characters' names aren't changed, except for maybe Chenya, but that one is just, that one was more like we didn't know what his name was supposed to be spelled, like, to begin with, or like how it was pronounced, actually, because, all the characters do have, like, English in their name in Japanese, which shows you how it's supposed to be said. But most of the event characters and side characters don't really get that. So sometimes people, when they figure out how to like say the name or like what's written down, they like sometimes they get it wrong, and then we get the official version, and it's like, oh, that's what the name is supposed to be. The only time a character's name got like localized was Fellow and Goodell, the Halloween characters from the Pinocchio related event. Because for some reason they got completely different names in English and everybody was just like confused. I have this silly image actually. I have this silly image to explain this. Let me find it. This silly image that explains this name alteration, because I'm just like, I don't, what happened, why? Why would you do this? What was the purpose in making their names this different? I don't like it. This meme, this silly image, this meme perfectly explains the only time we got localized names in this game. I don't know. Some people think it's because their original Japanese names don't really give what they're referencing very well, which I don't think so. Because Ernesto Falworth sounds more like a DuckTales villain. Like, that sounds like a DuckTales villain. I don't know why I'm frozen. The meme was too much for the computer. But like their original Japanese names are Fellow Honest and Goodell. But then their English localized names were Ernesto Falworth and Gino, and I'm just like, why? Why would you do this? What did they do to deserve this? And why am I frozen? What is wrong with... Why? Why are you doing this? Well, that's localized. I don't think any of the characters are gonna be in the anime unless they do, like, mini Halloween specials or something. I was like, why would you do that? I mean, I get the joke that those weren't their real names to begin with. Fellow Honest and Goodell, because, like, they were, like, traffickers or whatever. They got a bunch of different identities anyway. So that's how at least some people rationalize this decision, because, like, why? Cause like isn't the fox's name in Pinocchio Honest John or something? Like, I'm fine with the silly simplicity of his name in the beginning. Like, you didn't have to go all DuckTales villain on us. I say I've only watched a little bit of DuckTales, both the original and the reboot, so... My knowledge on DuckTales is not that deep, but for some reason that naming convention just makes me think of it. Like, Rolo's name didn't even didn't really get changed much from its Japanese name. We just had more of a better pronunciation of it. Honest John isn't the real name, but yeah, Foulfellow is the real one. Yeah, it's like Honest John Foulfellow. Like, that was the full title for him, yeah. And part of it is just like the irony of it. He's not an honest person. He lies. he's a bit of a scumbag. A trickster, a fool, if you will. He is not to be trusted. Yeah, I still refer to him by his Japanese name anyway. I still call him Fellow. And Goodell. Goodell just sounds cute. Although at least I think Goodell had like a less egregious name change in my opinion. He just sounds more Italian now. But I still prefer Goodell. Even if he does have standards when it comes to what happens to his victims. Pleasure Island. Yeah. He has some standards. Sort of, like, he has his limits. Like, are you serious? Oh yeah, that also reminded me of something that I saw about the current Twisted Wonderland Halloween event, where somebody was kind of pointing out that, like, oh, Lilia facing fellow Honest, just laughing like the entire time or whatever, like he's not taking him seriously. But then Swing, Lilia's like on high alert, general mode activated. And people were like, why? Why was he not taking that seriously? But I think it's because Lilia could just clock that fellow was not very strong to begin with. Because again, Lilia's a fae, so he can kind of sense people's magic. Which is not a very common skill for most people to have that are not fae. Because Leona can sense people's magic. But that's because Leona's like, well, he just heightened his sense of smell to be able to detect that. Not everybody can do that. But like Lilia, like he could clock he could clock that fella was not a real threat. And that most of the stuff that was happening was like definitely somebody else's plan, and Fellow's just kind of like the idiot who's left in charge with it. Whereas the current Halloween event with the character Swing, that guy is an ancient fairy demon man. That guy is a threat. That guy was throwing hands on sight. Both magic and punches. Speaking of the events, are the Christmas events just as canon as Halloween? How many events are canon besides the storybook worlds? Um, most of the events aren't canon. It's more like canon information is used during the events. And the Nightmare Before Christmas events are linked to each other, so those are like direct continuations of each other. And because the character from last year, Scully, used to be a Night Raven college student, I like to think that that makes the Halloween and Nightmare Before Christmas events the most canon out of all of the events. Including the first Halloween event, which was also 2 parts. The first Halloween event was 2 parts. And it was just basically what Night Raven College does for Halloween. They have like a big stamp rally thing. It's like a whole week-long celebration, and they end it with like a parade or something. And then the Nightmare Before Christmas one introduced Scully, who's like the reason why they have a Halloween event to begin with. Is the Fairy Gala not canon? No. Not really. And there's like 2 versions of that event too. They have the one before book 6 and after book 6. Excuse me. The one after book 6 includes the character of Ortho, because book 6, you know, it ended. We got Ortho as a student. He's official now. So just here's an event celebrating Ortho. He's a real boy now. What was the difference? The first event was before book 6, and it had Leona, Jamil, Ruggy, and Kaleem. And they were kind of tasked with sneaking into the event because, like, they're all, like, used to high-class gala events or whatever. And they fit the theming for the Fairy Gala original event. So they had to sneak them in there. And because Ruggy's also like a little thief, he's a little thief. He was the one who was actually tasked with taking the crown off of the queen's head or something. Get their magic stone back. That was like controlling the air conditioning in all of Night Raven College. I still find it funny how that event is basically just, hey, we want our magic stone back because the AC is broken without it. And then the one after book 6 with Ortho, Ace, Jack, and Silver, it's still like the same setup of, oh no, the fairies, they took our magic stone again. But this time there's like a different event theme, and it's related to the growth of these characters at this point in the story so far. And again, the same plot of we have to sneak in here to get the magic stone back. And the reason Ace is part of this event is because he's also a little thiefy thief with his hands. And they need him to yank the scepter that the queen has with the magic stone in it. Except I think with the second version of the event, they get caught. I don't remember if they get caught in the first one. I don't think they get caught, but like they get caught in the second one because Silver's like, no, I don't like this idea of having to trick these fairies and whatnot. And Jack ends up kind of blowing their cover because he's allergic to the pixie dust. Not a very good thief though if he gets caught by the house warden for stealing a late night tart. I mean, he's not really a thiefy thief. He's like good at like card tricks and sleight of hand stuff, so that's why they needed him. It's like you're good at grabbing things without people noticing. You know, when you're actually doing it. You're good at being a little bit of a thiefy thief. And then Ortho is there for distraction purposes. Kind of like how Leona was in the first version of the event. He's just there for the distraction. To dazzle. But I really like Ortho's storyline in the event because he's like actually trying to human throughout that whole event because they're like, we need you to be the main distraction because you're gonna distract them. You're like a robot, so like they're gonna be mesmerized by you anyway. They're gonna be fascinated immediately, like, ooh, what is this shiny thing? And he keeps trying to figure out, how do I actually do something creative? How do I just not use pre-recorded data or whatever? How do I be me? And he does a great job. He figures it out. He has his moments of being a real boy. I'm not doing a very good job explaining it, but like it's worth watching. There's also like hometown events too, where we get to see sort of a glimpse of the characters, where they come from. And it provides a lot of interesting lore about the world of Twisted Wonderland in general. The English version of the game recently got to the Eternity Float, which I forgot what they've renamed it in English because I don't pay attention to the English translations of these events. But like the Eternity Float event kind of gave us a little bit of insight on like mer people traditions. Where it's like, oh, if you're a human and you marry a mermaid, there's this thing that mermaids like to do where we get an eel merman or whatever, and they try to flip your boat over. And it's supposed to be like a good luck thing. And like for most of the event, Jade's like, yes, I want to do this. I want to flip over a boat. I'm going to flip this boat over. It's like, I've been waiting years for this moment. Hi, Fabina. It's okay, don't worry about it. You don't gotta worry about it, okay? Whenever you're ready, whenever you're available. That's all that matters. But yeah, I just think that's a funny Jade moment. Jade was such a menace in that event. It was so funny. One of the few people to mess with Malleus Draconia and live. I still can't get over it. It's so funny. It's like, oh, you two have never rown a boat before. You two don't know how to row a boat. It was Riddle and Malleus. They don't know how to row a boat, so they were getting like some quick lessons on how to row a boat. and and Jay just kind of let them go out to sea. He did not care. And Rook's kind of just like, you know they're going out to sea, right? And Jade's like, yes. Yes, I do. Just absolutely did not care. They just kept going for the ocean. Those poor boys. And it's recorded too. It's so funny. But part of me hopes and yearns for an actual Coral Seas event where you're actually underwater. Where you actually see the environment that they actually lived in. Because, like, what kind of environment produced Jade? I need to see. I mean, we already got a glimpse at one of their parents. I need to see the other one. I need to know. I feel like this is missing some stuff. Needs more, like, patches. Just put a book there. And the pockets, even though these are not very good. Not very good sketches, but whatever. That could be a lemon pot. I need to think of more piglet things for later. I want to add more details. Which also means Ortho needs more patches on too. Or like stickers. That's so cute to think about. Ortho covered in stickers. We are almost done for today. I kind of want to be able to finish this, especially tomorrow. Because, where is it? Because I did fully color the other stuff that we were working on. Let me just pull that up real quick. As you can see, I kind of did add a little bit of like makeup to it, but like not really because I wanted Rook to have the freckles. So like the only thing I did was like eyes. Except for Ida, technically, Ida has like no makeup at all whatsoever. His face just looks like that. I still find it funny that Ida's face just looks like that. That's just his face naturally. He just looks like that. Confirmed with his lounging in his room card. That's just his face. It looks like he has makeup on, but no. He just is sleep deprived and his face just looks like that. Yeah, Rook with the freckles. I wanted to do that. And I also just wanted to keep, the little card suit symbol on Deuce's face. Again, I might add a little bit more to these. Not really. I mean, these are supposed to be the more, like, simple designed cards. I feel like Deuce needs something on his shirt. Nah, he doesn't. He's fine. Whereas, like, these guys are a little bit more detailed. At least that's what I want for this. And I started with the outfit colors first, mainly because I wanted to focus on what I wanted for these. I added their colors later. I mean, I could also add actual shading to some of these, but I feel like the line art is just too sketchy for that to look nice, in my opinion. My boy. His heart's gonna be his final touch. Not because I forgot while drawing this. I forgot it while drawing this. This one is so simple, yet it needs a lot of extra detail because coloring. Like all the stripes. And I'm gonna have to add patches of Tigger things on here. Because Tiggers are wonderful things. I'm probably gonna change some of the coloring on here later. This is just from my brain real quick. I am a genius for thinking about this. Using like the rib details for the stripes. I am so smart. I am almost done. For now. I mean, I got a little lazy with all of the legs for everyone that I drew. That's just what happens sometimes. I might adjust this. It's a little too dark, but eh. Usually the underside of those hand is usually a dark color. I think that's better. Yeah. There we go. I'll color Tigger and Rabbit offline. And we can turn Rabbit back on. There we go. That is all of our work for today. I feel like I went by this one quicker than the last time I was coloring. I don't know, this one was just easier to do. I still need to add more stickers to Ortho. Ortho needs some stickers. And Riddle needs more thought out stickers. Like, I'm half tempted to put, like, band-aids on his knees. Because it needs something. I don't know if I'll do it, though. But I want to. He just needs something. Anyway, that's it for today. Tomorrow, hopefully this is finished. Because Thursday, I kind of just want to yap. Yep, Thursday, I guess. Or start a different drawing altogether. I want to do something more cool. I don't know. I want to do something Thursday because I'm not streaming next week. Next week is holidays and birthday stuff, and that's usually a busy time. And I want to do things for myself that week, so... Like, for the rest of December, I am not here. So, I wanna do something fun Thursday. Bye-bye! Thanks for dropping by!